When a couple decides to get divorced, it's hard to avoid the emotional fallout. These emotions can be compounded if children are involved. Would you mind telling us why your parents live in different houses?
Oh, sure. My parents live in different houses because they got divorced. And so my daddy lives in one place and my mommy lives in the other place. And then I have a room in both places that they let me fix up and make my own.
And what do you tell your friends when they're curious about why they're not married anymore?
Well, at first it was really hard to tell them that they were divorced because, well, I was a little shy about it. But I explained to them that my mommy and daddy aren't married anymore because they had a problem that only, well, they don't.
Grown-up problem.
They had a grown-up problem, yeah. And it was something that they just felt that it was better if they were no longer married. Is that right?
That's right, Abby.
Yeah.
We've discovered ways that we can explain divorce so that children like Abby, can really have a conversation with their parents about what is happening. But more importantly, that they're also not feeling that it's their fault.
Yeah.
And that they can also have lots of big feelings, different kinds of feelings, right, Abby?
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
Abby, what are some of those feelings?
Well, when I first heard about it, I thought maybe it was something that I did. That maybe I made them so upset that they just didn't know what to do. So I was angry, and then I was sad, and then I was confused, and then I felt so many things at once that I just didn't know what to feel.
But right, Abby, your parents talked to you and said that it was okay to have different feelings. And even at the same time, you can have different feelings. It's okay to be having sad feelings, happy feelings, and also to ask lots of questions. But you also found that it wasn't your fault, right?
Yeah, and that was the main thing. But I wanted them to get back together, and then they also explained that maybe that wasn't going to happen.
No, but at the same time that you would have two homes, and your mommy was still your mommy and your daddy was still your daddy, and you were still loved just as always.
Yeah, that was the one feeling that would never change, is their love for me and my love for them.
Right?
Right.
Very good, Abby.
That's just so beautiful. I mean, as a mom myself, I know how difficult it is. I know that it's a difficult conversation, Abby. Are there other people that you can talk to about this issue?
Yeah, well, it really helped that I had my grown-up friend, Gordon, who's so sweet. And he saw that I was feeling sad, and I feel very close to him, so I explained to him how I was feeling. And then I also found out that there was another kid that I knew that also had parents like that. So I didn't feel like it was just me.
You didn't feel alone, right? You discovered that there were other children who also had divorced parents.
Yeah.
And maybe had different ways of connecting and also had two different homes.
Yeah.
Right?
That's a big
Like a
thing.
two-husband.
Friends are very important.
And friends
Yeah.
can come in all sizes. They can be big and small. They can be like Dr. Betancourt.
Oh, yeah, I love her.
That's right.
But it's hard to go through such a big change.
Yeah. Yeah, but you know what? I feel like, well, I'm a wish fairy. And wish fairies help people to follow their hearts. And so you have to be a good listener to be a wish fairy. And I think it makes me a better listener and helps me understand a little more.
Right. And you were able to talk about it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You're definitely able to talk about it. And I know that you're a wish fairy in training. Was your parents' divorce, did that affect your training in any way?
Well, I think so. I think whatever you go through makes it part of who you are. You know, what you feel inside. And the deeper you feel, the more you're able to feel all kinds of things and understand different people, what they're going through. You can recognize sad feelings on other people and be able to feel something inside for them. So I think it makes you a better fairy. Yeah.
That's right.
Well, you are a great fairy in training. And Dr. Bedencourt, there's so many fairies in training and other kids who are also going through this issue. And Sesame Street is so wonderful. They have this fantastic toolkit to help kids go through many different challenges, little children, big challenges, and one of them is divorce.
That's right. This is actually part of a really larger initiative that we had for military families. And it was really looking at all the kinds of transitions that military families have, whether it was deployment, whether a parent returned injured, and then the most difficult of all, which was actually the death of a parent. And in that, we discovered that these challenges weren't just for military families, they were really for all children. And that's why then we tackled, and especially because of Abby's experience, divorce.
Yeah.
Well, let's take a clip. Let's take a look at a clip from this wonderful series.
This is a picture of Elmo's apartment.
This one is where I live with my mommy, and this one is where I live with my daddy.
But Abby, why don't you all live in one house together?
Well, because my parents are divorced.
Divorced? Well, what does divorce mean?
Well, divorce means that Abby's mommy and daddy aren't married anymore.
Elmo doesn't get it. Me neither.
Dr. Bedencourt, I mean, this is just an incredible resource. What kind of response have you gotten from families? Obviously, as a mom myself, has many friends going through this issue. It's a very emotional issue.
Yes, it is. And you're absolutely right. We've gotten incredible response. Finally, there were our resources there to talk about this issue, but more importantly, that there were resources that really showed a child's point of view. Because we have Abby's beautiful story, as well as we have actual families and children talking about their experiences. So it really has become a tool for discussion. But more importantly, as Abby said, it indicated that you can have big feelings, and more importantly, that the divorce was not the child's fault.